Welcome to the deep dive.
Glad to be here.
It's about shoulder health.
Right, specifically the rotator cuff.
Yeah, and I have this idea,
Yeah.
the suspension bridge mechanism. Our mission is basically to unpack that.
It's a really useful analogy, actually. Helps visualize what's going on in there.
Let's get into it. This suspension bridge idea. The video explains the rotator cuff tendons.
Mm.
They're like the cables, right? Stretching over the top of the arm bone.
Exactly, the humeral head. Think about a real suspension bridge. Those big cables distribute the load, keep the road deck stable.
Okay.
Well, the rotator cuff tendons do something similar. They work as the team to keep that ball, the humeral head, centered in the socket.
Ah, so they share the load.
Precisely. And that allows for smooth, stable movement, prevents excessive shifting.
Got it. Now, the video also mentions something called the rotator crescent. What part does that play?
Ah, the rotator crescent. It's described as a thin, sort of crescent-shaped sheet of tissue.
Okay.
And it's located right where two key tendons attach the supraspinatus and infraspinatus. Think of it as a critical component within those cables.
Right, right. So how does this crescent thing fit into the suspension bridge? The video calls it a stress shield.
Yeah, that's a great term for it. The rotator crescent helps to, well, distribute the forces even more effectively within that cable system.
So it protects certain areas.
Exactly. It shields some of the thinner, maybe more vulnerable tendon tissue inside the crescent from taking too much direct force.
Wow. So it's like a reinforcement layer.
Kind of, yeah. It's quite amazing how these, seemingly small structures are so crucial for the whole shoulder's stability.
It really shows how interconnected everything is, doesn't it?
Absolutely. A weakness in one small spot can really impact the whole function. Our bodies are complex systems like that.
So this whole setup, the bridge, the crescent, it's key for keeping our shoulders stable and working right. Why does that matter for you listening?
Well, without this mechanism functioning properly, your shoulder joint would be, frankly, quite unstable.
Harder to move, more prone to injury.
Definitely. Imagine trying to lift something overhead or even just reach out. Without that coordinated stability, it wouldn't just be difficult, it could easily lead to pain or damage.
Hmm.
This system gives you both range of motion and control.
Okay, but like any structure, I guess it can get damaged. How does this suspension bridge usually get injured?
Several ways, really. Repetitive overhead activities are a big one. Think like throwing sports or certain types of manual labor.
Makes sense. Overuse.
Right. Also, sudden trauma. Falling onto an outstretched arm is a classic example. Yeah. And then there's just the effect of aging. Tissues can degenerate over time, becoming weaker or less resilient.
So wear and tear.
Hmm.
And if this system, this bridge, is damaged, what's the consequence? The video points towards rotator cuff tears.
That's the major concern, yes.
The video apparently uses a diagram too, red lines for tendons. Did you find that helpful?
Oh, definitely. Visuals like that are invaluable for understanding biomechanics, seeing the layout, how the crescent sits within the tendon attachments. You see how it functions as part of that larger mechanism.
Think about that suspension bridge inside your own shoulder. How might your daily habits, your work, your exercise be affecting it?
It's worth considering. Maybe looking into some simple exercises to support that rotator cuff health could be beneficial.